Welcome back, all you sports and gambling fans out there. Today we're covering some college basketball betting. And joining me here is our very own Jeff Grant, SBR contributor. And today we're looking at that Auburn Tigers game going up against the LSU Tigers. What's going on, Jeff? How you doing today, man?
This would be a great football game, but of course we're in college basketball season. Both these schools are kind of mid-range teams in terms of their college basketball programs. Of course, two of the better ones in football. But for this specific matchup, you have really these two teams are very reliant on their starting five, but I think the home team ultimately will have the advantage.
All right, let's start poking at Auburn first. Now, what's going on with them? They've suffered their longest streak of the season, dropping their last 4 games. What do you think they need to do to turn things around in this spot, man?
I'm not sure there's anything that Auburn can do at this point. Of course, they're under first-year head coach Bruce Pearl, and this is his first career 4-game losing streak. Of course, he got fired from his job at Tennessee. He was doing a tremendous job with that program and then served some time as an ESPN analyst before getting back into the game. And Auburn is reliant on a trio of players that combine to contribute 66.9% of the team's scoring and 48.7% of its rebounding. The problem is when you don't have much depth, you don't win on the road, and that's what's happened to the Tigers. 0-7 on the road in 2014-15.
All right, now let's talk about LSU. They have a tremendous record when out shooting opponents from the field under head coach Johnny Jones. So do you think that the Tigers will be able to come alive offensively in this matchup, Jeff?
I think this is a good matchup for LSU. Like I said, both these teams are reliant on their starting lineup. Actually, Auburn plays more players than LSU, but those players aren't very effective. The reason that Auburn plays a deeper bench is the fact that they like to press opponents defensively, but they get nothing out of those players on the offensive end. So LSU should have no trouble out shooting Auburn in this contest. You mentioned the fact that they have a great record in that situation, 49-2 when shooting better than their opponent. And Auburn comes into this contest, yes, they cause some turnovers, they have a pressing defense, but when opponents get into the offensive zone, they have great success. Auburn, 243rd in the country, allowing opponents to shoot 50.4 in effective field goal percentage.
All right, man. Now, LSU is coming into this match as 11.5 to 12-point favorites on the spread. And so far this season, they've gone 1-0 when favored in this range. So should we be considering laying the number here, or might we be looking at something else today?
I'm going to lay the number here. I'm not concerned that the point spread is kind of retreating. I did expect Auburn to get a bit of action in the betting market because the spread does look a little high because LSU doesn't often land in a spot of being a double-digit favorite. 6-1 straight up, 5-2 against the spread as home favorites of 9.5 to 12 points the last 2+ seasons. And more importantly, this team has been resilient. 6-0-1 against the spread following a loss in their last 7 opportunities, and they've covered such games this season by an average of 12 points. So I'm going to lay the 11 points with LSU over Auburn.
All right, Jeff, good stuff. Thanks for the insights and the pick, man, and we'll do some more college basketball again tomorrow.
Thank you.
No problem. And hey, everyone else, make sure to check back with us tomorrow for some more sports coverage and your free picks. Till then, for SBR Picks, this is Dax Floyd.